Hey guys and girls, Nathan here from the B.Invested headquarters. Just want to reach out, a little bit of an entertaining video this will be, a little bit of walk down memory lane, and a little bit about how did we get here to what I called the GFD 2.5 years ago. With it, if you had have mentioned to me 2 months ago that we would be going into the GFD, I would have been like, yes, sure, I understand. I've seen it, the writing's on the wall, and I went to let everyone know 2 years ago about it. If you had told me that it would be blamed on some corona scam, some Asian guy eating a bat raw in the back of Wuhan in China, I would have said, where the fuck is Wuhan? And I would have laughed at you and told you you're on drugs. If you had have told me that everyone would be under martial law and that you'd be technically under house arrest, I would have told you you're on drugs, right? So coming back and looking at some of the comments that you guys have left for me on YouTube a couple of years ago, I can understand if you thought maybe Nathan's lost the plot. For some of you fuckers, it's been outright fucking rude what you posted, and I was waiting for the day. I was waiting for the day that I could do a video and maybe even come onto an open debate with you guys to talk about your comments, because they're outright fucking rude what you wrote. But it's alright, I cop shit, right? And everybody deserves to have haters. And I've printed off a few of their comments, and let's dissect them and be strategic about them. Obviously from all of the content that I've put out over there over the years, I've never asked for donations. You don't watch my videos packed full of ads, because I don't put ads on. I expect nothing from it, right? If I can help you guys through any of my businesses or services, great. And I say things very candidly. I don't have to do this. So I find some of these, really funny looking back on. And I just want to, I referred to these guys as fuckers. And I just wanted to also acknowledge not just the haters, but those of you that have had confidence in the things that I've said, and I guess some of the things that I've said over the years by having blind faith, going, this sounds a bit too weird, but I'm going to back Nathan on this because he seems very logical in what he's saying and down to earth. So I just want to extend the gratitude to the comments of support, and those of you that have been able to help out and touch in whatever way that you've been able to improve your position or protect yourself from this. I'm deeply humbled to hear your stories as well. So getting into the funny part, just going to read out this article here from a guy on YouTube, which, like these guys here, like I say, I'm Nathan Birch, you know where my office is, you can come fucking see me, I talk about my personal finances and whatnot. You guys hide behind stupid names, right? And hurl shit at me, but I got to expect it, right? So that's why it's so funny. So this guy here, Raul Duke 6666, the most dangerous part of Nathan's advice is he's encouraging people to get into eye-watering amounts of debt, risking bankruptcy. No one is suggesting that you should sit down with 100 grand in savings account earning 1%, but becoming highly indebted in a crashing market is financial suicide. As we all seen now, paying cash for real estate is fine. Borrowing money to gamble on a property bubble, on stocks or in Vegas is stupid, always, full stop. I've seen these articles, these comments. Let's dissect that a little bit. Risking bankruptcy, right? I told everyone that there'll be stimulus and there'll be bail-ins. Who's paying their mortgage at the moment? Who's being given a mortgage free? I've never seen that. I couldn't even made this shit up, right? I couldn't even see that one coming. Mortgage holidays, like that's a new one. The government potentially paying people's rents, that's insane. But that's cool. You can be concerned. That's not rude. So, Raul, it's I could have been crazy, but whatnot. Marcelo Camelo sounds like the wedding singer. Julia. Marcelo Camelo. This guy is completely delusional. He spends the entire video rationalizing why property prices will keep going up with zero self-awareness. Else he is being disingenuous, but why assume malice when ignorance is perfectly suitable explanation? Government has to keep importing slaves. Is that strong fundamentals? Yes. Yes, it fucking is, right? Everybody goes to a 12-year indoctrination camp to become a tax slave. A fucking tax slave, that is correct. I could be more politically correct about it, but you go to school, get brainwashed to get a job, and spend the rest of your life trying to pay debt to the state that you were born in. And there's another word for that, it's called communism. It's also fascism, totalitarianism, and lots of other words for that. But look, I did have a beard. I don't have a beard anymore. Did I lose my mind? I still talk the same way, guys. But yeah, you know, will property prices keep going up? There is different markets. I've seen many different markets. Have I seen a depression beforehand? No. I've researched the hell out of it, right? I have more debt than anyone in this country. I'm more invested than anyone else. When it comes to, you know, building a property portfolio, I did it based on fundamentals. I didn't become where I am overnight due to no reasons. You know, it was very, very well educated decisions and movements that I've made over the years. And you know, I make my decisions and I stand by my decisions, and that's why I'm still here. Here we go, we've got one here. Breaking news. This is from a guy called Nathan Lynch. Have you still got your job, mate? You know, how's things go? I hope everything's well for you, right? I shouldn't make jokes about that stuff because people are doing it very hard at the moment, right? So I take that back. But, you know, it's funny, right? On this end of the receiving stick. Breaking news, interest rates can't go up. 5 minutes into the video, wow. You've heard it here first, peeps. Binvested, so capital B-I-N, and the word vested, have rewritten the RBA's mandate. And this is from the genius who thinks global QE was a response to inflation. I never said it was in response to inflation. Get your fucking facts right and understand what inflation and deflation means. By the way, mate, rates have gone up over the past 12 months in Australia, especially for investors and interest-only borrowers. It's called out-of-cycle rate rises, worth Googling. Dear viewers, may I suggest you view this episode as great work or satire. Then file Binvested's advice precisely where the name suggests. Really cool comments there, Nathan Lynch. Fucking, how you going, mate? I'd love to, you know, maybe we could have a Facebook Live duel on it and we could talk about the state of the economy, because exactly what I said in this video back in 2018 has occurred right now. So we've got a comment here on another video. The Ledge, he's about to, you know, throw off. Why the swearing, Nathan? Nervous about your net worth? No, I'm perfectly comfortable with my net worth position, right? Are you nervous about it? Like, have you stepped out of mum's basement yet? Are you still commenting with your little fucking alias, you know, about people's net worth? I don't know, right? Maybe you could have taken advice back then. Maybe you could have, you know, not been standing on the ledge, but, you know, it's very interesting. There is other comments here on this one. Like, some of them aren't really, you know, bad, so I'm not going to mention people's names here, but what do you mean a glitch? Is that a common language is that common language developers use about a property market? Do people actually take your advice? I feel for them. How's your debt amount? Actually, no, this guy here, Mark Fogarty. Mark Fogarty, here we go. Let's just call out everybody, right? So Mark Fogarty, what do you mean the glitch? Is that a common language developers use about a property market? Do people actually take your advice? I feel for them. How's your debt mountain? Goodbye, property speculators. Australia has never been. I can't see the rest of your comment. I couldn't even be fucked reading your comment, right? But, you know, these are the things that I get over the years, and I support both sides of it, right? I support both sides of it, but, you know, aggression, it's not really cool. John Murray here. You haven't exited the workforce and you are not living on passive income. If you were, you wouldn't be spelunking this crud. You wouldn't be spelunking this crud. Is that even a word? Like, maybe I need to go check Urban Dictionary. Wouldn't be spelunking. Sounds like something you do in your mum's basement. You're flat out working for the bank, dude. Well, you know, I have properties, I have investments, I have business, I have precious metal. you know, whilst you got your tinfoil hat, probably watching every precious metal website going on, you know, you could have been doing other things with your life, right? You know, as you know, my staff at the time wrote, Nathan exited the workforce at the age of 24 during the GFC and has a passive income of 500 grand per annum. Nathan has a choice. That's the important part. Could you quit your job tomorrow? So thank you to whoever from my team posted that. You call these videos property seminars, buying properties for clients, etc. retired. Well, look, I do a lot more than just buy properties and do seminars. I don't actually do seminars. So, you know, wonder where you're at the moment. How's things going for you, John Murray? Mrs. Schnitzelbergs. Sounds like one of the fuckers that runs the bank. But anyway, Mr. Schnitzelbergs. Everything is going to crash and burn, but Australian real estate will be sweet. No worries. The video keeps getting better. When are you performing at the Melbourne Comedy Festival? My team wrote back saying, we have an upcoming tour, late 2018, but it's not likely to be funny by that part. Well, is it fucking funny today? Are you standing up on stage, Mr. Schnitzelbergs? And how's things going for you, Mr. Schnitzelbergs? You wouldn't have seen this one coming, but you know, I was talking a lot of shit back in the days and whatnot, but you know, these are some of the things that I've had thrown at me, and I just find it funny because I'm looking for all these fuckers now, right? I'm looking for you. I hope that you are doing well. I don't wish pain upon anyone. Here's one here, Roger. I don't know who you are, Roger, but you've got a name Roger, so, you know, Roger. You're way too inconsistent to take seriously. I find humor in what I say, guys. I try and make it fun. That's a part of why, you know, I have laughs with it. I swear, I wear a pair of thongs, or as my Arabic friends will say, shahita. But you know, in previous videos, you said you expect blood on the street. It's actually worse than blood on the street because I never pictured someone eating a bat and causing this pain. You know, what we're seeing at the moment is people actually fucking dying on the street. A lot of great buying opportunities. Well, let's think about it. The stock market, the ASX 200 has lost 40% in 3 weeks, and we haven't even hit a recession yet. And what about when the banks put out, when all the companies put out their profit and losses for the year, and we see how bankrupted and indebted those companies are? But anyway, is 40% cheaper on the ASX? Hopefully you sold your shares before that. A global depression worse than the GFC, right? Did anyone see lockdown and martial law on the GFC? We didn't see that back then, right? But it's very interesting. Real assets won't drop much though. Well, you know, if we look at the property market at the moment, it hasn't dropped all that much. Real estate dropped very hard in the US, Ireland, Spain, Dubai during the GFC. You don't explain how real estate assets will be propped up during this financial depression. If you think you have a conflict of interest which is preventing you from being completely honest, and I saw 5 likes, 5 people liked this fucking guy's comment. Roger, I told everybody very clearly, right? And I'm very candidly that we would see lots and lots of stimulus come out. We would see mortgages being propped up. It is impossible to go bankrupt at the moment because the banks don't even care about you paying their mortgages. Very interesting time. See here from some guy by the name of Daniel said, fuck off Roger, fuck off Roger. Thank you for the support. VV said, where is the GFD? Must have missed it because it didn't happen on the fucking day that I said it did. And when I did make the call to the GFD, I said between August to November 2018, and if we notice the market shit himself on the 10th of October, because I remember it was the day that I launched Birch Feed, and it was also my nephew's fucking wedding on that day. With it, here's another one. Man, I want to buy into this guy so much, but he never says anything. S-A-I-S. Learn how to fucking spell, because at least I can. I don't need a fucking spell checker for me. But anyway, Matthew Seafin. Man, I want to buy into this guy so much, but he never says anything. Buzzwords and repeated statements. No explanation ever. I've explained myself well over the years. Maybe you should go back and do a bit of research on the videos and the publications that I put out. Yeah, with it, I don't know about that. So yeah. Marcelo Camelo. Sounds like I'm on the wedding singer. Julia Gulia. Marcelo Camelo. So many words, so little information. I think I've been very clear. If you're watching this on YouTube, maybe you should subscribe to my other channels and watch the other videos I put out, like my Facebook Lives. There's 7 thumbs up for his messages. So many little information. I've talked about it a lot, right? But anyway, BP. I tune in for comic relief from time to time. It never ceases to amaze me what poor understanding Nathan has of financial markets. Nathan, why don't you try to actually understand the underlying dynamics first, instead of repeating your false analysis, opinion of what you cannot even comprehend yourself? Guys, look, property is a vehicle. It's what I invest into as a part of my position, a part of my wealth strategy. It is a good one. However, I understand how money works, right? I've been researching this for 20 years. I've been investing for almost 20 years. BP, I hope you're fucking fine. I hope your analysis is well. I hope you've done your research, and I hope you protected yourself for this day. Someone put their phone number up. They said, no, they put their fucking phone number. And it goes, this guy is a scam, like Big UN. I don't know, but you know, apparently I'm a scam. Maybe we should call you up and phone a friend. Ned VLT. Sounds like you've got a lot to say on the videos, because your name's come up a lot, Ned. You will lose a ton of money during this downturn, Nathan. Really? So I look fucking happier than than I ever have. So tell me how you're going throughout this downturn. Did you prepare yourself? Here's a guy called Dane. I won't go too much and hate on you. But for a guy, you actually put your photo on your video, so you know, that's cool. For a guy who is so leveraged into property, sounds more like what he hopes will happen versus what will most probably happen. Important decision. Also, since when does a declining currency make our assets more attractive to foreign owners? Normally the other way around. No. We are all in this ecosystem of Australia. The people that are buying the properties in Australia, when the currency is crashing, you need more money to buy the same asset. That's where the value comes from. Understand how money works, guys. Understand how money works. With it here, I'm going to read. Just going to reread this in case it's not. Okay, David Smith, right? I hope you're fucking doing well, pal. Nathan, I've previously written what would be likely to be considered as negative comments about your videos. Firstly, I am glad this helps your SEO goals. Secondly, for clarity, I wish you all the very best for the future. I do, however, stand by my comments and believe this video further supports that your understanding of the macroeconomy is rudimentary. Okay, cool. That's cool. I think I'm the only person that talks about property and the things I've been talking about out there in the market, because other people in this space don't even understand it and they can't even put it out there. So I did my best. I'm sure you are skilled and knowledgeable around obtaining properties at a discount, but for example, you should leave disseminating forecasts around extreme inflation. You have recently outlined Australia will experience hyperinflation in the next few years. To those more knowledgeable in these areas, as I'm sure there are credulous followers that take action on what you say. Wishing you the best and a prosperous future. Look, there's not much hate in there, but I do, you know, I would like to highlight that this is what I've been talking about for a very long time, of what's happening at the moment, the stimulus packages. Those of you that were in the mentoring program that I did, the Raw and Uncut, which was very knowledgeable. For those of you that, you know, I've been putting this information out for over the last couple of years, you know, I believe that that would be different. So all I'm doing is sharing my experiences, my viewpoints in the world, and a little bit of laughter and banter. I've got another one here. I don't know who posted this, but anyway. Hi, B.Invested, glad to offer another point of view difference. A difference a key ingredient for a market, as each buyer requires a seller and vice versa. To clarify how I came to my conclusion from watching B.Invested YouTube videos and Facebook posts, for example, a YouTube published on the 29th of August talked to 120. Nathan talks about 08 and 09 banks bought their funds from the US Fed And when they bought their funds from the US Fed, they had them on 10-year Treasury bonds, and obviously those 10-year bonds are rolling over now, and the rates are going up, so the cost of money is going up. This statement is wrong for so many reasons. Okay, that's fine. Let's debate it out there. However, if Nathan's predictions about hyperinflation come true, I will give him tremendous public credit, and I'll eat some humble pie. For clarity, what ABS CPI number in what quarter is Nathan predicting? Look, maybe we can debate it. Look, there's so many of them. Lol, Roger back again. You claimed the GFD would kick off in November. You didn't say the markets would be flat this year. You said there would be blood on the streets. You liar. Maybe I was a year out. Maybe the markets were totally manipulated throughout 2019, which they were. And here we are. Will we see it right this minute? There's so much fraud, manipulation out there in the money supply from these central banks. We don't know what is going to be pulled next. Yeah, I don't know if I read this one out. Before and during the boom, I understand you're preaching, trying to help people get ahead financially. Now you're preaching that it's good to buy in a downward spiraling property market. The only people that will make money off a falling property market are the banks. What is your reason for wanting to keep buying a property in a losing market? The property market has started to go up. If we look from June 2019, when interest rates went down, that's when we started to see the property market take off. Some people might be a Labor voter on here and might be saying, well, because Bill Shorten's Labor tax cuts were taken away. The reality is that when money was injected in the system, people could afford. Tell me, as someone maxed out at the banks, how can they afford more money? They can afford to pay more money for an asset when it becomes cheaper for that money for them to obtain. Well, there's lots of things here, guys. I'm just going to keep telling you the facts. I'm going to keep saying things as they are. I just want to say thank you for everyone out there. Before the GFD, before things started to crumble, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can contact my office, 1300 367 925. My team are working still. You can flick us emails, reach out to us, DM us. Email my office, my staff are on the phone, on the emails 24/7. A lot of people needing help, advice, and structuring and strategy throughout this time. If you need help, email us admin@binvested.com.au. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you soon. Take care and be safe. Bye for now.